All right, so today's question comes from Joanne from Dallas, and Joanne wants to know, is it possible for a pro se plaintiff, that's somebody that's representing themselves, not an attorney, is it possible for a pro se plaintiff to negotiate her own settlement, or should I hire an attorney for this limited purpose? All right, this is an interesting question. So apparently Joanne is pro se, meaning she's representing herself in a legal matter. And she's at a point here where there is the potential, the possibility of negotiating a settlement. And she wants to know if she needs to hire a lawyer for that. So let me start off by saying that there are legal matters, and you've heard me say this on this show many times before. There are legal matters that you can absolutely handle by yourself. You don't need an attorney to do it. You know, you can get a little guidance. You can use some of the resources that you might find on utlradio.com, and you can honestly successfully represent yourself. There are times when you don't want to represent yourself, right? It's not a good idea. It's too personal, or just not appropriate to represent yourself in certain matters. So, you know, here with negotiating a settlement, is it possible to represent yourself? Yeah, I'm going to say yes if you are the right personality and you have some skill when it comes to negotiation. And what we're going to do after this question, our next segment, we're going to actually talk about some strategy and tips for successful negotiations, whether it's in your personal life, business, or for a legal matter. But getting back to Joanne for a second, you know, sometimes when you negotiate directly with another attorney, and I'm assuming that the other side has an attorney, you might be at a slight disadvantage for two reasons. The first reason is that that attorney has probably negotiated more deals and settlements than you have. Secondly, you are going to be working off of a lot of emotion. And I think sometimes attorneys who are going up against a pro se plaintiff, they know that, and they almost do things on purpose, some of them, to fluster you. Maybe they'll say things to you about the quality of your case, and another attorney hearing that might just blow it off and say, yeah, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter what you say to me, I believe in my case. But sometimes with a pro se litigant, you know, somebody representing themselves, they hear that and they're like, oh, maybe I don't have a good case. He's an attorney and I'm not, and he's telling me my case is no good. Maybe I should just settle for whatever he's going to give me. So that's, you know, a potential problem. And the other issue is that there's no buffer. There's no way to say to the other attorney, hold on, I've got to convey that offer to my client. And then, you know, that buys you some time. There's a discussion between you and your attorney, and ultimately you can make a decision as to whether you want to counter or accept the offer or reject it completely. So, you know, tough question really to pin down and say yes or no. I would say yes if you're the right personality and if you understand some of the basics of negotiation. So listen to the next segment so that you can pick some of those up. If you're somebody who is super emotional and gets very angry or upset or flustered or nervous or cries, then it might make sense to bring in an attorney to help you negotiate the settlement. Now, if it is some sort of large money liability issue, right, where we're talking about $25, $30, $40, $50, $1,000 or upwards, and you've got a lot to lose here, then it might make sense to retain an attorney for the limited purpose, like you said, of representing you in the negotiations. You don't have to make that attorney necessarily attorney of record. You'd hire that attorney for a limited scope engagement, and that would be for the purposes of helping you negotiate a settlement. So the answer to the question, a little complex, little gray, but yes if you're the right person, you have a little bit of know-how. No if you're overly emotional or if you don't really know what you're doing. Okay, so Joanne, thank you for your question, And I wish you the best of luck with this. If you do have additional questions, please give me a call, 973-949-3770. I'd be happy to talk to you privately about some of that.